Welcome to episode 532, StephenRoss 10 Lessons. This is an outline of episode 532, lesson 1 to lesson 5. This is an outline of episode 532, lesson 6 to lesson 10. Lesson number 1, he's an outsider to New York City, yet he became the biggest developer in the history of New York City. First, he was born in Detroit. Second, he grew up in Florida. Third, he earned both accounting and law degree from the state of Michigan. Lesson number 2, he has a rich uncle who was a real estate tycoon and who became his role model. His uncle also loaned him money to attend law school and earn a master's degree at NYU. His rich uncle was Max Fisher, who was on the Forbes 400 list for 23 years until his death in 2005.
Monument to the vision, philosophy, and generosity of one of Ohio State's most distinguished alumni, the late Max Fisher. As a captain of industry, community and religious leader, and political organizer, Max Fisher personified the American dream.
Lesson number 3, StephenRoss is the father of mega billion mixed-use real estate development.
Few individuals have created the composition of residential, hotels, retail, office space than a person by the name of StephenRoss.
Lesson number 4, he is the biggest donor to the University of Michigan in history. The total amount he donated is $378 million. The University of Michigan named its business school after him in 2004.
The Ross School of Business at the University of Michigan is a premier academic institution with a brand new building that provides every student with an ideal learning environment and all the necessary tools to succeed.
Lesson number 5, the 4 tenets of related companies.
So when this opportunity came about, because a real estate developer, I think, especially our company, we really want to do things that are impactful and they really impact both the neighborhood, the city, and do something that's great for the future and leaving a great legacy. So, and doing it in a kind of a best-in-class basis. And that's really what Related is all about.
Lesson number 6, he took advantage of tax shelters when he founded his company, Related Companies.
So that was using the capability I had as a syndicator of tax shelters and doing it strictly with affordable housing, because there was a tax shelter should have no risk attached to it. And then also affordable housing was the best way to learn how to become a developer, because you didn't really have market rate risks.
Lesson number 7, subsidy. For example, in the case of the Hudson Yards, he received $4 billion subsidy from the New York City government.
What really happened is the Bloomberg administration put in place the subsidies to build the infrastructure, the subway, the extension of the 7 line, the Hudson River Park, the expansion of the Javits Center. There's roughly $4 billion they put in infrastructure, and then that's what caused us to want to bid and to build this. If that hadn't been put in there, we would have never built it.
Lesson number 8, another source of income to survive the real estate cycles.
I think the difference was I saw in building a real estate development company, you had to have another source of income. You couldn't rely upon development fees, and there's too many real estate cycles. The business cycles rather, and you'd see real estate developers, boom or bust, and you really want to withstand those cycles, so you had to have another source of income.
Lesson number 9, New York is for everyone, the young and the future.
The city moving west and south, what do you think ultimately happens, and what happens to Midtown Manhattan?
Well, I mean, New York is really a place where people want to be, where corporations want to be, where young people want to be. So it was expanding, and it is expanding. And so New York needed a place, a future. And I think, and you look at the office buildings that were here in New York, they were obsolete. Over 70% of the buildings were over 60 years old.
Lesson number 10, his ideal is transformational real estate development.
I got involved with real estate because I knew that it would have a lasting impact. There'd be a real legacy of something that we would do. And then when you start developing and knowing that, and then seeing what the transformation aspects of what you can do to an area or city or neighborhood, you can't look at it just how much money you're going to make. You have to think of how the impact you're having on the future and the legacy of it, and doing what's in the best interest of the city. If you put that first and foremost, you'll be a lot more successful.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.